He's being verbally violent and emotionally abusive, and he responds with his hands. Is that fair play?
No,
Okay, why not?
because men are physically stronger than women, and a real man will walk away from
Thank
this free.
you. Thank you. That's at the root of everything, gentlemen. Ladies, that's at the root of everything. You're a woman that believes that men are stronger and men should walk away. Then if that's the case, then you should keep your mouth closed and not incite a man. Because you can't whoop his ass. But how many women do that? Why wasn't she a real woman and just run away? Why'd she hit back? What sense does it make to agitate somebody who you cannot defend yourself against?
No sense.
All right, so you guys seen Tom and Jerry? There's this episode where Tom, the cat, and Spike, right, the dog, they're into it, right? Tom recognizes that Spike is on a chain and he can't make it, any farther than his chain will let him go. So when he notices this, he draws a line in the sand so he can mark the spot at the end of Spike's chain. So when he done this, he would go stand right in front of the line, hit Spike in the face with cakes and hammers and wrenches and do all kind of things to him, right? I think he hit him with a pool stick. I'll put some pictures up here, all right, so you guys can see it. But I want you guys to think of that line, right, that he drew. That's the rules that these modern toxic women would try and create so they can abuse you. So they'll talk to you any kind of way. They'll even hit you. They'll verbally assault you, emotionally abuse you, and then they'll create rules in which where you're not supposed to respond because of their idea of a real man. Actually, it just proves that they are very abusive. If they'll do that to you simply because they believe you're not supposed to respond, what does that say about them? And if you notice, they never do this with their female peers because their female peers cannot be held to those bullshit guy rules, right? But you can. They'll manipulate you and say, you're a man, you're supposed to sit there and take it. But they are a woman, right? So a real woman, would she talk like that to a man? Would she talk like that to anybody? Wouldn't she be gentle? Wouldn't she be soft? Wouldn't she think about what she's going to say before she says it instead of antagonizing you, provoking you, even to the point of hitting you? It seems that she's taken advantage of the rules that you abide by, of the standards that you've been raised and trained to uphold. Don't hit women, don't mistreat women, don't disrespect women. And she'll take all those rules and use them against you. She'll say to herself, well, if he's a good man, a real man, this means he can be my punching bag because he can't respond. Nah, find somebody else to punch on. Find somebody else to get that energy out on. You understand? Um, she'll create these instances for the man that could really uh, cause him to lose his life or his freedom. These instances could cause her to lose her life, and yet she'll still put this man through all this emotional turmoil, all this conflict, all this man energy, all because of this false dichotomy. A real man would take it, a real man would walk away. That is a false dichotomy. That is a train of thought that is not true at all, and there is no evidence to support that. Guess what? I'm going to tell you something contrary to popular belief. Did you know that they're all real men? Some men have the temperament to take that type of stuff, some men don't. Some men abandon their children, some men don't, but they're all real men. This is the problem most of you guys are telling yourselves. A real man would do this. This ain't a real man because he did that. You can live in that world if you want to. What's better, though, is that you govern yourself and have self-respect, dignity, integrity, and don't go around treating people that way. It makes more sense to be that way. Men live in that world. If men don't want someone putting their hands on them, they can't hit that person or say anything to that person. Leave that person all the way alone if you don't want to deal with that person in any way like that. But again, women will respect other women. You can see it on interviews. They're in an interview and they're mistreating this man, disrespecting him to the point of absurdity, okay? Talking down to him, talking over him, cussing at him, anything that they want to do. But they will not do this with their female counterparts, as I said before. Um, Men, this is manipulation, okay? It is them trying to psychologically um, keep you in place so that they can continue to beat on you, project on you. And you know the things they're saying to you don't just go away. The worst you can do is be mad. The worst you can do is go to yelling. Well, that's not the worst you could do, right? Let's just say the least you could do is go to yelling back at her, go to talking down to her the same way. And what does she do? She'll play the victim, right? So she doesn't even believe you could even talk back to her. She's talking to you. She's using disrespect towards you. Now, ultimately, she's going to end up apologizing and saying that she was just hurt, she was just angry. And you're going to forgive her, forgetting the fact that you're being outright disrespected. Yeah. So what do you do in that situation? If you yell back, if you go to insulting back, she's going to victimize herself. She's going to pretend that you are the worst person in the world, had no right to say what you just said, and she's going to wild out. And you know if you hit her, she's going to do that, right? She's never going to let you forget it. She's probably going to call the police, and there goes your freedom or your life. She's probably going to tell her brothers or weaponize some man in her life, the internet, something like that, to make you pay for what you did to her. But there is no payment that she has to pay for what she's doing to you, right? These toxic women are okay with living in that world. So what do you do? Because you already know these rules she's trying to create for you, they don't just protect her. They actually protect you. You keeping your hands to yourself, you not closing the distance, you not becoming physical with this person who's downright mistreating you and talking down to you. It's actually good for you because we know there's laws set up that'll ruin your whole life if you were to cross those boundaries, right? So literally the only thing you can do in a situation like this is leave it. That's all. If she cannot learn to respect you, she cannot learn to treat you like a man, to respect you and respect nature, meaning she's with someone who's supposed to protect her. She's with someone who she knows is physically stronger than her. You better be or she wouldn't be with you, right? And she's going to take advantage of the leverage that she has, the rules that's been put in place to protect her. She's going to take advantage of all of that and still mistreat this man. If she's going to do you like that, there's no way you can earn respect from her. Because yelling over her, showing her your voice is bigger than her, showing her you can talk to her the same way, or even getting up and putting your hands on her in any way, that's not going to earn her respect. What you're going to get is an act. She's going to earn an Oscar, and you're going to be behind bars, and you're going to have a record and a reputation that you're never going to be able to live down. So protect yourself and be a real man and walk away. All men should walk away from that type of thing. We live in this world, we have to abide by the rules in it. We can't go around bothering people, or we have to look to be bothered back, right? That's just how it is for men. A good person, not even a good woman, guys, a good person will treat people properly, okay? They'll respect people, they'll have empathy. And they're not just doing this because they're afraid. This is who they naturally are. Do you understand? So if you got somebody who's sitting here trying to hold you to all these criteria to talk about what a real man is, you should first start by asking her, what is a real woman? Because if a real man is supposed to walk away from verbal abuse, verbal violent talk, emotional abuse, if he's supposed to walk away from that, then is a real man even supposed to inflict that upon him? Let's be real. Couldn't she take the time to find better words to say what she's going to say? Couldn't she take the time to manage her own attitude before she comes to you doing this? You know she could, because she's expecting you to manage yourself even though she's putting you through the ringer. She's taking you all the way down through there, and she's expecting you to be a real man. She should summon her best woman in herself and be a real woman. If she's going to treat you that way, you walk away. That's the best advice I can give you, or you'll find yourself in a world of trouble. Peace.